Starting keyword research doesn't have to be all that difficult, but there's a ton of ways you can go about it, and that's maybe why it seems overwhelming or a bit confusing at times. But in essence, it's not that hard and it's not that difficult. A keyword research method usually aims to cover three things. It needs to have high search demand. That is also sometimes referred to as volume, meaning there must be quite a lot of people searching for that specific topic every month for it to be interesting to write an article about. You can write an article about anything you like, but if nobody is actually searching for that topic, it might be the most important topic of all time for your niche, but people don't know to search for it. Your article will not receive any traffic anywhere. Then we need to have as low competition as possible. That means that when you're starting a new website, or if you don't have a lot of content on your website already, you won't have too much authority in Google's eyes. So if the Google algorithm wants to or needs to make a decision what 10 search results needs to be shown, they will take the articles from the most authoritative websites. And when you're starting out, you don't have too much authority. So we are looking for topics and keywords to write about that doesn't have too much competition from other bigger players in our space. And then, of course, we need some conversions. Meaning if you have an affiliate website or an AdSense website or just a website aimed to present online ads, you would need to write more articles of topics that serve high-paying ads. If you want to collect leads, you need articles that actually interest people that will give up their email. If you have a service offering or you sell a product, you would need to write types of content that will promote that type of content. And that's completely dependent on your case. But you would need to at least keep an eye for that what you're writing is actually going to lead to a conversion at some point. The difficult part might be finding the way that actually fits your needs. And I have a video coming up where I outline 21 of the most known and most used keyword research methods, and when that comes out, you can maybe have a look to see whether which one is good for you. So that's a holy grail of keyword research method, but no method is hitting all three of these perfectly. You can sort of go in and prioritize which one is the most important for you in any given moment. And I have a couple of ways I'll show you on the screen here in a second. In the beginning, I would usually disregard the conversion part and the high traffic, the high volume part, and then go for the lowest possible competition. I do that to get some content onto my website while it builds authority. So I need some content there to show Google and the other search engines what my website is about. And I will go for the lowest competition possible, even though I know that some of the topics I'm writing about is not necessarily going to pull in 1,000 visitors a month. Later on, when I put all that onto my website, I can maybe rank for some more difficult keywords. So the example I usually give here is the vacation home management. It's from the video where I show you how I find ideas for these websites. You can go and watch that afterwards. One of the ideas that came out of that was the vacation home management, a website for vacation home managers, or if you have one and you want to promote that. So if we just, for example, type in vacation home management, that's not going to be very helpful. It's very broad. It's not very focused in that sense that people that search for that, what do they mean? What are they looking for? So we need to ask ourselves, what about vacation home management. And to do that, I'm doing some creative thinking. I just open up a document and type something up that came to mind. Types of properties and locations, risk management, legal considerations, guest feedback, and that could be maybe also and reviews. And decoration, that could be and design. And under these topics, we could maybe take something about how about vandalism or fires and maybe wear and tear. Legal considerations, that could be something about taxes or insurance or local regulations, sort of that. And you can go on and on. Hopefully you know something about the topic that you're writing about. I would caution you to spend too much time on this in the beginning. When I started keyword research back in the day, I would spend hours just to make sure that I covered everything. And you, of course, need to cover everything. But in the beginning, you just need some traffic. So it's good to have a general overview of what kind of categories you would like to write about, but trying to catch everything in a perfect way is not a good use of your time, if you ask me. So these are just some examples that we can start off with, and in my mind, this would be sufficient in the beginning. So if we take here, let's say this guest feedback and reviews, we could type in here how to get reviews for your vacation rentals. This is what is popularly known as the alphabet soup. You just type something into Google and see what the auto suggest comes up with. And it has some prices here. That's not completely what I meant by the search, but what I wanted to know is how I get good reviews. And you need to make a guesstimate here on if this is an easy article to write about. It could be very good for maybe high traffic, but just to getting the sense of this seems to be fairly on point and be some bigger websites. So you can dive deeper into this and you can see what people has always also asked. I prefer, or I like to go to the bottom here and see what else comes up. And you might find some good ideas down here. Again, this sort of feels like a bit of stabbing in the dark. So if that somewhat irritates you, there's another way you can go about this as well. This is what I call the sleeper keyword research method. I go on Google and try to find a forum that covers my topic. I found one here. I just go and grab the URL. I just need the base URL. And then I need an online SEO tool that could be Ubersuggest, Ahrefs, or in my case, it's going to be SEMrush. And this is actually the free account. I don't pay for this. So I just put the domain in here. In SEMrush, it's called Domain Overview. And once it's finished loading, okay, I hit my limit here. I have 10 searches a day, but below this box, you will have around 10 or 15 of the keywords that this forum ranks for. So if this forum ranks for something, it's because there's not too much competition there. If Google decides to show a forum in a search result, it's usually, not always, but usually because there's nothing else good to show. And in this case, one of the things I found was funny Airbnb reviews. And we can go in here and see Board Panda is the top. The forum is right here. And then we have some articles down here. these are sort of these are the worst and not funny, but you can maybe spend some time finding some of these and then writing an article about this. So the downside to this method is that you cannot cover your topic completely with this research method. The good thing is that you can quite easily find 2 or 3 topics that you could fairly easily rank for. And if you can make yourself write these 3 articles, even though one can be here and one can be there, you will start to build some authority. So if that doesn't please you, some would advise to go into, for example, SEMrush, and then just type in your main keyword or the main topic that you have. And if you are a paying customer of some of these tools, you will get a massive list. And there's a ton of ways you can go into that list and sort it and pull out what is good for you. They have metrics here about the volume. They are notoriously wrong. So, and people like to use them, and I also do, and sort them by the highest to lowest, but they're completely wrong. But we still use them because we don't have anything else. They should actually take it away, but we like to look at them, but don't put too much emphasis on these numbers. They also have what in SEMrush they call it a KD score. That is how difficult they assess this could be to rank for. If you go on to Ubersuggest and Ahrefs, they would have similar values you can look up, and you can sort them from highest to lowest. This will give you a massive list, and you can spend days of building spreadsheets and spreadsheets with keywords. And that might satisfy your need to have a complete overview of your topic and making ideas for articles in every single category. I would caution you to do that, even though it might feel good, and the treasure hunt of finding gold within these keywords is pleasing and gives you a dopamine rush, but you will never really write anything. I'm sort of in the camp where I need to find just 5 or 10 article ideas and just get them out and then write them. And then I get a sense for the topic. I get a sense for how to write these type of articles. And soon I will be getting some keywords in Google Search Console and have something to work off of, instead of trying to get a complete overview in the beginning and make this a very daunting task. So in my mind, starting small is the best way to go. If that list with 21 keyword research methods interests you, remember to subscribe, and there's also this video for you next.